Imagine a classroom of children. Now picture nearly half of them living with violence at home. That's the reality, according to the Australian Child Maltreatment Study, which found that 2 in 5 Australian children are exposed to domestic violence. That's why Kids of Purple exists. Through an online, easily accessible website, Kids of Purple provides a safe space for children to have their experiences validated in their own right and allows young people to understand more about domestic and family violence in a youth friendly way. Kids of Purple also provides youth friendly resources for bodies working with children to better support them, and through public advocacy, Kids of Purple raises awareness about the often forgotten victims and empowers young people to seek help and have hope. Kids of Purple was created because unfortunately existing solutions don't meet the needs of vulnerable children. Services like 1-800-RESPECT, White Ribbon, and DV Connect contain adult-centric information, making it difficult for young children to understand. Child-focused organisations like the Kids Helpline also provide more broad mental health support, rather than tailored support that caters to the complexities of domestic and family violence. Kids of Purple closes this gap in the market by providing a one-stop spot for children that is easily accessible and created by youth for youth. In Australia, a recent research study found that 97% of adolescents reported seeking help when they needed it, with approximately 20% seeking help on the internet. After doing calculations, I found that assuming that a child experiencing domestic violence would seek help at least one time, there would be a market of approximately 250,000 Australian children aged between 10 and 19 looking for domestic violence support on the internet. However, while significant, this number is likely to be even higher, as majority of surveyed adolescents sought help from friends and parents. But in situations of domestic and family violence, the shame, stigma, and normalization of this issue is likely to pose a barrier to a young person seeking help from a parent or friend, thus increasing internet help seeking. To deliver Kids of Purple, costs include ongoing website hosting and SEO software, graphic design software, production of educational animation videos, marketing materials, resources like wristbands and posters for schools, and costs associated with hosting and attending fundraising events and conferences. To cover those costs, possible revenue streams include funding from government grants, sponsorships from community groups, fundraising, and selling Kids of Purple merch or resource packs. Within the sector, domestic violence organisations offering support to children most frequently do so through targeting adult caregivers and inviting referrals for children to participate in in-person support programs. The problem with this model is that a child's parents may not realise they are in an unhealthy relationship, they may not be help seeking, and they may not even realise the impact their relationship has had on their children. The referral programs are also typically for families recovering after leaving a violent environment, leaving children without easily accessible support and understanding during times of fear and crisis. Kids of Purple is accessible at any time and any place. In terms of traction to date, there have been over 2,300 visitors to the Kids of Purple website this year alone. I've also presented as a speaker at 6 high-profile advocacy events in 2025, had 2 animation videos created 2 staff training videos for Brisbane Catholic Education and the Queensland Department of Housing, had interviews shared from 7 News Australia, SBS, Bond University, and Marie Claire, and I've also met with government ministers, including the Queensland Minister for Domestic and Family Violence Prevention, Amanda Cairn. Currently, I manage Kids of Purple solo. I've been running Kids of Purple since I was 15, and through my own lived experience and subsequent passion for child safety, I'm completely dedicated to growing the service and will use my law degree to continue advocating for children's rights. I also have an optimistic mindset to feedback and have Kids of Purple website reviews from 2 schools, Professor Gail Brotto, and the Queensland Family and Child Commission currently underway. Through the past 3 years of product development, I've also had ongoing guidance from the Queensland Family and Child Commission, Kingscliff Rotary, Safe Steps Victoria, Gold Coast Youth Service, and many other organisations. With this support and a strong sense of purpose, I'm confident in my ability to lead Kids of Purple through its next stage of expansion, which includes establishing a governance structure and developing a team to assist with roles like marketing, content development, and fundraising. With my plan for expansion in mind, in the next 3 months, my focus on Kids of Purple will be with receiving and applying feedback from young people and key stakeholders, securing funding for ongoing costs like website hosting, and establishing a governance structure to then develop a team. In the first 3 months of next year, my goal is then to officially launch Kids of Purple with a new team, begin effective and consistent marketing, and to start funding to raise money for new resources. I will also be presenting at the Australian and New Zealand Mental Health Conference. From 6 months onwards, Kids of Purple will expand reach through creating campaigns and animation videos, which will be shared through collaboration with education and child safety bodies. Consequently, I am seeking funding for a 2-year website hosting plan, business registration fees, graphic design software tools, and marketing material including business cards and flyers. So, will you support the 2 and 5 Australian children?